go!
What's up guys, Phil here today with another video, and today I'll be talking about the Apple event that happened last week. Now that Apple event, there were four main things that they announced. There was the new iMacs, the new iPads, the new color of an iPhone, and AirTags. So let's get on with it. So I'm just going to start off with the new iMac. Now the new iMac comes in a variety of new colors, and of course it has a new design. Now one thing that you may see with this new design is that it is much thinner. Now the reason why it's much thinner is because it's only running off of a SoC, a system on a chip. So it's just one chip with everything integrated into it. The RAM, the GPU, the CPU, and it's only cooled with like two fans on each side. While with previous Macs, well, this one is replacing the 21-inch iMac, but with all the iMacs, since they were using Intel CPUs and NVIDIA GPUs, everything was its own separate module. The CPU was a separate module, the RAM, well, separate RAM cards. The GPU was its own separate module, and it had to be cooled with fans and heat sinks. Now it's all just cooled with a fan because it's just one really small motherboard. That is why it has such a big chip. That is where that small little motherboard is housed. And they also have pretty good speakers there. Speakers with Dolby Atmos actually. They say they're the best sounding speakers on a Mac. It's Apple. They make some of the best sounding speakers for computers and laptops. Well, integrated into computers and laptops. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the display. Now the display is a 24-inch 4.5K screen. So basically, for those of you who want the specifics, it is a 4480 by 2520 display at a peak brightness of 500 nits. That is pretty bright. My laptop right here, this is about 300 nits. This laptop that I'm using right here, the brightness on this thing is trash. It's horrible, it's dim. The next new thing with the new iMac is its webcam. It is now using a 1080p webcam. The next thing I'm going to talk about are the mics fitted on the new iMac. Apple says they are the best mics fitted on an iMac ever. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to say they're lying. And one thing that Apple also did mention is that this new iMac has got 85% better performance than the outgoing 21-inch iMac. So that's a substantial improvement. And it also looks pretty good. In my opinion, I like the way the new iMac looks. I mean, some people are complaining about the chin, some people are complaining about the white bezels. I don't care. It looks nice. It's a new design. People have been begging for a new design. Now, in terms of ports that come with this new iMac, you get two USB Type-C ports with Thunderbolt enabled, so that's nice. And as you move higher up the range, so basically level above the base model, you get two extra USB Type-C ports, so that's really nice. No USB Type-A ports, unfortunately, but it's the Apple life. Get adapters, okay? Just get an adapter. And also an interesting thing about those Thunderbolt ports is that you can connect an Apple Pro XDR display, but besides that you can also connect it to another monitor and have a dual monitor setup. And also in terms of ports, the iMac has a magnetic power connector, so it just connects magnetically to the back, which is very nice. And also if you go a model above the base model, you can also get an Ethernet port, but it's on the power adapter. The power adapter now has an external power brick, which is where the Ethernet connector is. And also, this still has a headphone jack. The headphone jack is just on the side of the iMac. The iMac is actually too thin for them to fit the headphone jack on the back, so they had to put it on the side. At least it still has a headphone jack. In terms of specs, it starts off as an 8-core CPU, so that's it across the board. And it has a 7-core GPU, which you can also upgrade to an 8-core GPU. All models have a 16-core neural engine. Don't ask me what that is. Probably has something to do with like image processing or something like that. But yeah, starts off with 8 gigs of RAM, can go up all the way to 16 gigs of RAM. It starts off with a 256 terabyte hard drive, but can be maxed out all the way to 2 terabytes. One new along with the new iMacs is that they have new keyboards. So the first keyboard has a spotlight key, a dictation key, and a do not disturb key. The second keyboard has everything that the first keyboard has, but with the addition of Touch ID. And the third keyboard has everything that the second keyboard has, but it adds a numpad. But yeah, that is the new iMac, and I actually really like it. I like the design. I like the colorful, playful colors. It's really nice. It's one of those computers that you can just put anywhere. You could put it in the dining room, you could put it in the living room, you could put it in your bedroom. It does not look out of place. Yes, the color is a bit like out there, but it also depends which color you get. But yeah, I like it. I really like it. Now, on to the new iPad. They announced a new iPad Pro. And the most important thing about this new iPad Pro is that they put an M1 chip in it. The same chip that is in their Mac Mini, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, and the iMac is now in the iPad. So the iPad is now the most powerful tablet, when it was already the most powerful tablet. It's just going leaps and bounds over each other. And they did put up claims and statistics that the new iPad is like 1,000 times more powerful than the first iPad that came out. But yeah, it has that overpowered chip now. So basically your iPad is a laptop. It's a computer. It's a computer, but obviously it's still using iPad OS, so depending on how you use it. And also what they added to the iPad is a Thunderbolt port. We all know that the iPad Pro has a USB Type-C port. Now it is Thunderbolt enabled, so now you can connect so many more accessories. High-speed SSDs, like those external Samsung SSDs, those super fast ones. And also, you can now connect an Apple Pro XDR display. And also a cool feature that was added to the iPad was like with its front-facing camera, it's called Center Stage. So the front-facing camera has been made a bit wider. So let's say you're having a video call or something, it will always keep you in frame. So as you're moving, let's say you move almost out of frame, it'll move with you to keep you in frame, which is very nice. And it now uses mini LEDs, but that's only on the 12-inch model. The 11-inch still uses like the normal display that it was using, I believe, LEDs. So that was the iPad. They also announced a new iPhone color. It's purple. You guys know me by now. If anything is purple or rose gold, I'll buy it. I mean, a portion of my keyboard here is purple. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. This is the best iPhone color. Yeah. And the last important announcement that they had was AirTags. Now, AirTags work with the Find My system. So if you use any Apple devices, you'll know about the Find My system. So it's basically little tags that you can put in your bag or on your keys, and it'll sync with your iPhone. And if you ever misplace them, you'll be able to track it down with your iPhone and look for it, and it'll be able to guide you to where it is, which is actually pretty cool. That is the very layman's bare bones explanation. But they also unveiled the new Apple TV. It has a new remote. It is made out of recycled aluminium. It has the A12 Bionic chip inside, and it has this cool new feature called Color Balance. So basically, Color Balance, it'll take your iPhone and it'll calibrate the picture on the Apple TV to make it look as best as it can, or like color graded to the way the directors or the makers of said show wanted it to be watched. So it'll send that information back to the Apple TV so it can calibrate and color grade the picture to make it look as best as it can be. Which is a very cool idea. I don't understand why Samsung never thought of that. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking till the end, and peace.